So Premier Dental has a new resin sealant that's bioactive, and it's called BioCoat. I've been using it, oh gosh, probably close to a year, very successfully. It's got bioactivity, and we're going to talk about what that exactly is. And the fact is, it stays on the teeth. All right? I'm seeing it. I'm not seeing them falling off. I'm not seeing any issues in those first 2 rounds of patients coming back that have had this done. So it's called SmartCap Technology, and this was developed in partnership with Creighton University. And these rechargeable smart caps are just micro capsules. You know, this is what they're inside of the resin, and they're filled with ionic solutions, and this allows it to better penetrate the enamel and keep the enamel strong. And these solutions contain fluoride, calcium, and phosphate. All right, so they're rechargeable. That means, you know, when you're putting your toothpaste in, or you're putting the fluoride varnish on it, it is going to pass through these smart caps. It's going to pass through the resin and go from the outside of the resin to the enamel surface, strengthening the enamel. All right, this ionic superstrate, you know, in the oral environment just makes the enamel stronger. So it's going to resist those acidic attacks much better than a conventional sealant. All right, the resin-based sealant. This is extended release, so it is a long-term protection. And, you know, again, in my short period with it, about a year, I haven't seen any real degradation that goes with it. And when we look at some of the studies here, we can see, you know, again, this is after 90 days, we're still seeing significant fluoride to enamel. Right? It's still uptaking enamel compared with the conventional sealant. You know, that's really the important part here. We're getting this stuff back in to the tooth. And, you know, it continues. You know, here we go out to, you know, 6 months. And we're, you know, it's more and more. This is completely different thought process. With a conventional sealant, we're just preventing things from getting in. This one, we're taking things from the outside, which are the phosphate, calcium, and fluoride ions, and pushing them through to get them into that tooth. And that's what we want to do for our patients. You know, strengthen those teeth as much as we can. You know, same thing with the calcium and phosphide. So these 3 things work together to just basically strengthen the teeth. And we're seeing after 6 months that we get increased calcium and phosphate also into the enamel. So we get greater fluoride uptake in the presence of calcium and phosphide ions. So we get that stronger enamel because we're not just pushing fluoride on it, we're pushing the building blocks of the enamel too. And this seals the margins against micro leakage, all right? And it's an extra line of defense. We're going to try and shut down those attacks because, you know, the kid still may not brush his teeth well, but we have more than just the sealant there. We've got something else. It's greater defense against that acidic attack.